Hello, friends. We are going to talk about journaling. Why are we going to talk about journaling? Well, two reasons. No, three reasons. It's New Year's, and I think we all gave up those resolutions about chocolate. Can't be trusted. I didn't make a resolution about it, so I'm not yet disappointed in myself. I made a goal to drink more water, and I've been good at that. Second reason is I'm an English professor, so journaling is something that professionally I encourage students to do. And third, I have a lot of journals and I want to talk about them. I figure I have them all. I should talk about them. And you might be wanting to journal too, and you might not know how to get started. So, number one, I have 4 million journals. And I always tell my son that if after I pass away, if he wants to collect the collected works of BRG, he's going to have a hard time figuring out the timeline because I have stuff written in all kinds of different journals. I have all kinds of journals. So you don't need anything fancy. You can use a planner just like this, and you can just write down things that happen during the day in your planner. You don't have to be fancy. If you're not a writer, you're not somebody who likes to write, but you want to remember things that happened, or you want to set goals for yourself for the day, or you want to set an intention for the day, I recommend going the planner route. I don't use this kind. I really just have it as an example. It came free from one of the Indian schools that I support, and it's cute, and you know, but I don't use that kind of a journal. You can also get journals at the dollar store. They have tons and tons and tons of them. You can get sketchbooks at the dollar store, right? So if you don't like lines, you can just write in a sketchbook. If you'd rather draw, right? You don't have to write words. You don't have to write sentences. You can write bullets, right? Journals are for you, right? Now, from an academic perspective, there's a whole body of study about journaling. And the short of it is, when you write a journal, you do know at some level that at some point, somebody is going to find and read your journals, right? Now, when I was a kid, that person was my brother. He was a dumbass, and he would sell views to my diary. Not like, what was all that exciting at 13? I don't know. My crushes, which were many at 13. So, but we know from just sort of the academic sense that at some point journals get read. If you don't want what you've written to be read by somebody else, then you need to have a destruction plan, right? You need to burn them after you write them. I have written letters to people that I'm angry at and then burned them right away, just because I needed to say what I needed to say and I needed to get it out there, and then I burn it, right? And it helps me. It's a therapy for me. That dinging you hear is my best friend sending me pictures of her new dog. So sorry for that. So you can have, you can have your schedule book, you can have an art book, but the dollar store does have quite a few different kinds of books. The one that I take with me, oh no, not that one, this one. When I first started journaling about herbs and stuff like that, I got these at the dollar store, and I got them because they closed. They have like a little flap that closes, and that was cool. So, and I liked them because they were purple and they were pretty, and one had runestones in it and the other had recipes and stuff in it, and then I realized they were too small for me. And then I tried to order some online, and I like this one. I like this one because it has like, I don't do a book of shadows because I'm not a witch, so I have what's called the Book of Hope. But it's very similar to what somebody might do in I think they call it a grimoire. It's got recipes and, tips for all the services, but again, not thick enough for me. But I liked it anyway. So, I went down that rabbit hole. And then, I like, not so much the self-help books, because I find a lot of them to be repetitive, and everything that's in a self-help book you can get online. But there were some interesting books that I thought I would enjoy looking through. So this is an evening meditations journal. And then this one is a mindfulness journal. And this one is, This is my gratitude and mindfulness journal. You can see the pattern here, can't you, ladies and gents? And then there's a Moonology diary. I haven't even cracked this puppy open. I just got this one. It came free with the 2023 version of it. But I'll look through it to see what's interesting in there. And then I fall in love with ones that I find on Etsy or Amazon. And so, like, I couldn't pass up this cool guy. And look how funky cool that is. And then I just got this one. Still in its wrapping. This is going to be, I don't know what I'm going to use that for. This is the 2023 Moonology. So you can see I have quite a few journals. And I will write in all of them and have a plan. And then I'll forget the plan. And I'll write in my main one, which I'll show you last. So, oh my goodness, I have so many. So, these are just random books that I'm reading. In case you want to know what I'm reading What is American Literature? And, oh, I know why I pulled that one. So I was pulling this one. I got these Cisco ones, and this is my kayak journal. So, and I take this one backpacking too, because it's thin and it fits in my backpack, and the pen goes in the side. And I put this in as a black bag, and it goes in my back pouch when I'm backpacking, and it goes in my water bag when I am kayaking. Because I love, one of my favorite things to do in the world is to journal while I'm in the water, and I like to stop, drop, and write on the trail. My another way that I journal a lot, because you can't always take your journals with you, is I carry note cards with me. These just happen to be in the back of my buddy's truck. And I was like, oh, I'm out of note cards, so I'm taking yours. I'll write a thought on them, and then I'll go home and I'll write about it later. And then my big journal, the one that I do write in every day, well, most days, like some days I forget. And the one I'm going to get ready to write in now is this big honking journal that I got on Amazon. And I think it was, I want to say $20 maybe. And it's blank. And it's the biggest notebook I've ever seen. And you can see I put stickers in it. There's Janis Joplin. I go as her for Halloween every year. It comes blank, so I just put stickers on it when I get them. I put stickers on it. And I write down kind of everything in there. That's sort of my catch-all. And then the other ones are kind of themed. Like this one might be herbal recipes, and this one might be my gratitude journal, and this one is my mindfulness journal, and this one is my weight loss journey, and this one is my piping journal. So I have kind of journals for topics. But then I can't find the journal, so I just write in that big one. I don't know. My biographer, whose name is David, is gonna have a lot to do. So one of the journals is a book journal. So when I'm reading a book, I take notes. Right now I'm reading The Four Agreements. I recommend it. So far it's been good. I will finish that probably tonight. I read a short story by Harlan Ellison. It's actually one word longer than a short story to be a novella, I think, is the way it goes. But it was really good. Lots of twists and turns. I can't remember the name of it. It's not Manifesto. Something with an M. But it was really good. I read it in like an hour while waiting for my friend Pat to arrive to camp. Not Girl Scout camp. I'm planning a girls trip. We're very excited to be going on our first annual girls trip. So that'll be awesome. They allow bagpipes. That's why I make all the arrangements with Airbnb, because I ask if they allow bagpipes. And if they don't, then I don't like them, and we don't go there. Just kidding. So what do you write in a journal? You can write anything you want. But that doesn't help, right? That doesn't help. Well, like, people are going, well, how do I get started? I'm going to link some places, some web resources below with some good journal prompts. Some of them come from shadow work sites that shadow work just means you're journaling about sort of the darker side to your personality. So for me, when I'm working on shadow work, it might be like talking about why I'm so impatient, or, why I can be judgmental about any number of issues, right? So it's just like things that, that you want to work on, so that you can be more of light and love in the world, right? And your journal is a place where you can be honest. You don't have to worry about grammar and mechanics. You don't have to Nobody's grading it. You're not winning a car for having the best journal. So it's a place for you really to explore. And if you're not a writer, you can write just words or draw things. You can clip out pictures from a magazine if you want and make more of a junk journal kind of a thing. If you're arts and crafts and you prefer that to writing. But you want to start with a prompt and you want to give yourself enough time and a quiet place. My house is not quiet. I don't know if you've ever noticed that. If you know me, this place is a madhouse, especially during hiking season. There's just people in and out. And I really don't have a place to go in my house that is quiet. Except the bathroom. You'd think the bathroom would be quiet, but if you're a mother, you know that the bathroom is like the worst place. Because everybody knows you're captive in there. They all come in. The cats, the turtle, everybody. Everybody comes in. So I really don't have a place in my house where I have privacy. I'm interrupted constantly. And even though I've tried to express myself and say, hey, I don't interrupt you constantly, I sit at the kitchen table and people really don't respect my time at all. So I tend to do a lot of writing, and I tend to do these videos after everybody's gone to bed or in periods of time where I know people are busy doing something so that I can have some private time. I'm also not a big sleeper. If you have noticed, I sometimes, now that I put a battery in the clock, you actually know what time it is. Sometimes it's actually like 3, 4 in the morning when I'm doing these videos or when I'm journaling because I'm awake and I have to do something anyway. But journaling really does help to process some issues, right? And you can write letters to people you're mad at, write letters to people that you love, that you want to say so much to and just can't for whatever reason. But you can also write letters to yourself and give yourself credit for the amazing things that you do, right? There's a lot of media that surrounds us that tells us that we're not good enough. You are good enough. You are good enough. You are beautiful just the way you are. And if you have toxic people in your life who are like, pulling you down, you have to walk away at some point, right? But if there's some reason you can't walk away from that toxicity, a journal is a good place to like let it go. And if you're afraid it's going to get found, then just take it outside, put it put it on an ashtray, whatever, light it up, so that you can get the words out, get the words out into space somewhere. Some people like to type their journals onto a computer. To me, that just doesn't feel like journaling because I'm old school and I like pen and paper yet. But, some people like to do that. Some people like to do audio journaling where they talk into a device and it does, if you want to use that, I'll put a link below to a resource that you can use that will take your audio and caption it right away for you. So journaling is a really great tool. It is a great tool for you to use to reach all of the goals that you've set up for yourself in 2023. And I'll put some journal prompts down below, and I will put a link to Otter AI, which is the voice to chat or voice to text program. And I'm wishing all of you all the best in light and love. One thing that you can always write about, if you can't think of anything else, is I am grateful for ... You can write about that every single day, because every single day you're going to be grateful about different things. And if you can't think of anything else, even in the worst times, if you write I am grateful for, and then fill in the blank, that's a good place to start. That will raise your vibration. I'm wishing all of you all the very best in light and love. Take care. Bye-bye.